Hi, everybody. Wow, happy Thanksgiving almost. We have a gorgeous background here today. You can see we've got I was trying to find something that was, I was actually trying to find like a whole Thanksgiving kind of a thing with like turkeys and stuff like that. But everything I found had the turkeys in the center, so they would have been behind me. You wouldn't have seen them. It would have been kind of, I don't know, pointless. Anyway, but I found this and I thought it just kind of, I think it looks like we're in, what are those things called? Cornucopia? I think it looks like we're in a cornucopia. A cornucopia. Oh, the tongue twister tonight. It's going to be a fun night. So welcome everybody. I love seeing everybody's comments out there. It is so much fun, and I know that we've got somebody from boy, I'm trying to think of where they were from. I saw we've got somebody from Michigan. We've got some new people out here. We've got some familiar faces like Denise and Sheila. I'm hoping Liz found us tonight because I know that she's been struggling to find us. So hopefully you're here with us, Liz. Hey. Anyway, yeah, we've got some fun stuff tonight. We're going to be working with the gingerbread again tonight because I did something kind of crazy, and I thought I'm going to come upstairs and I'm going to hurry up in my studio and color up the gingerbread house. And I thought I'm just going to color it really easy, and I'm going to make it quick. And I lost myself in it, and it wasn't quick, and it wasn't. Anyway, I think it turned out really good. I'm very happy with it. But it definitely wasn't one of my quick colorings. I just kind of just kept going and going and going. Before I knew it, I think I'd been coloring for like 2 hours on it. And I thought, oh my goodness, that was not my intention. But anyway, I think it turned out really nice. So we're going to play with that. And I'm going to finish coloring up the gingerbread. Because I know when I used the gingerbread the other day, there were questions about what colors I used and how I colored them and stuff. So I thought I would do a little bit of gingerbread coloring tonight. It's not going to be a lot of coloring. I just left a little bit for it. So, oh, and did you take care of Mary? Yes. Okay. So yeah, I was going to announce something, but I think Alan took care of it, so we're good. Oh, and before I forget, we're not going to be here on Thursday because Thursday's Thanksgiving, and we're going to be eating. And it's going to be a small Thanksgiving for us, just the three of us, but I am going to go take dinner over to my dad. I'm going to leave it on his porch and let him know I'm there and wave to him from afar. So such a strange time. But anyway, I'm going to switch the camera and we're going to get started because I don't want to run over tonight. I don't want to keep you guys. And hopefully you guys have something to craft along with. It doesn't matter if you're going to be crafting, making a card, if you're even going to be using the gingerbread that I'm using, or something else that you have, or if you want to knit, or whatever it is you want to do. I just want us to be crafting along, or you can just watch and listen here. That's fine too. So however you want to work it is perfectly fine. I'm going to switch the camera. Bam! There we go. Alrighty. So when I asked the question about was anybody listening to music? I had just turned music on. I have to listen to. I think I drive Alan a little bit crazy because I listen to like rock and roll to kind of get me fired up for this just before we go live, and I think it drives him a little bit nuts. So I actually had Pat Benatar on, who's one of my all-time favorites, lifelong favorite. And so I was listening to that, and it was actually all fired up is what I was listening to. So here we go. Let me get the green screen off. Here we go. This is not what I meant to put out. This is what I meant to put out. This is the gingerbread house, and this is kind of the feature for today. And we've got stamps and dies. So this is the stamp, and it's a pretty big stamp. This stamp is going to fill up most of the front of your A2 size card. And then this is a 3 die set because we have the die that cuts the gingerbread house out. Then we have the one in the center here that will cut the windows so that they open and close. And then we have a little accessory piece here as well. So on the backs of these, we give you an idea of how you can color them up. And then we also show you the placement of your dies. So lots of good stuff there. We're going to be working with that. And then we've got the gingerbread kisses. Now with this, by the way, this gingerbread house is interactive. This is part of our Pocket Pails line. The doors will open and close. So you can really use any Pocket Pails. You can color this house up to look like Christmas, or you can color it up to look however you want. You don't have to use these gingerbread You can use any of our pocket pails with this. So we've got little mice and little bunnies, whatever it is you want to use with those. But I am going to use the gingerbread kisses because I love these gingerbread men. They are just the cutest things. It's like they're little gingerbread acrobats and stuff. They're so doggone cute. And some of these I wanted to play with some that I didn't use the last time. So you can see they're now all inked up because I'm using some that I didn't use the last time. So I think I've even got these 3 that are kind of, you know, standing on top of each other. We're going to be using this little guy. He's going to be one that I'm going to color up. My favorite still remains this one where this little guy here, somebody bit part of him off, and then his little friend is filling him in. I think it's so cute. I just think it's sweet. And of course, gingerbread kisses and milk mustache wishes, which I think is my favorite sentiment of all time. Dies to coordinate, and of course we map it out on the back so you can see which die goes with which stamp. And then I'm also going to be working with my new favorite die set, which is the A2 stitched layered card toppers. Love this because I no longer have to hand cut and measure and all that in order to have beautiful, beautiful, perfectly layered and stitched card toppers. So that is my favorite. I did pull in at the beach. You guys are seeing this one a lot in winter this time because I decided to use it for, oh, I even left tape on it. Anyway, I decided to use this for snow one day. Actually, I think I saw somebody on our design team do this once and use the die for something other than a beach. And I thought that is just genius. And I always use the over the hills die. Well, this one I really like to use this one when, you know, the over hills is great when you want a lot of hills. This one is perfect when you just want a little bit of movement, but you don't want it to be too hilly. And I also love for snow, it has the little sand marks here in the die, and it just gives a little bit of texture to the snow. And of course, this piece here just cuts right off, so you don't even have to, I mean, it automatically separates. The die actually cuts into 3 pieces, so that works out great. You're going to be seeing me use that a lot. It is one of my new go-to dies. This one I'm not sure if we're going to fit in. We're going to try because I really love this. This is our stacked Christmas wishes stamp with the dies. And for those of you that are new, our stacked dies, this is actually one stamp. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sentiments all in one. You stamp it once. It's going to stamp these little circles here. And then you're going to line up the circles with the die, all right? And you're going to stamp it once, and you stamp all of those. You're going to line it up and cut once through your machine, and you're going to get all of these sentiments all perfectly centered, perfectly lined up. The Christmas wishes coordinates with the wave ribbon banner stack die. And I love these. And we just got these back in stock. Christmas wishes was out of stock for several weeks, and this is back in stock now. We just got it in actually yesterday. So for those of you that had it on pre-order, they have shipped. Those of you that have been waiting to order this, I would go ahead and do so because they are already flying out the door again. So that is really, really good. We always tell you, by the way, on the back of our stamps, if they coordinate with something, we tell you what they coordinate with. So this one is going to let you know that, you can't really see it because I have stuff there, but this one is going to let you know it coordinates with the wave ribbon banner stack. This one does have a wave to it. We have a straight die as well, and we have other sentiments that go with that. So, and then I also decided to pull in City Sidewalks, one of our 2 new Christmas paper packs, and I'm going to use this really, really pretty plaid this time. I haven't used that one, I don't think, so I thought that would be fun to pull that in. And then Alan, of course, is going to do some die cutting for us tonight. He's thrilled. All right, so here's everything that I've prepared. So let me show you. I'm going to move this over here. I'll surprise you as we go. This is my little gingerbread house that I colored up. And I already die cut it. I did not do the second die cut because I want to show you guys how that works. I colored this up with Copics, and I just started pulling colors in. And I want to show you why it took me so long to color it up. And I don't do this all the time, but I did it this time because I did a lot of shading with it. You can see like in this area in here where it looks kind of dark, I was adding a lot of shadows all in there just to really brighten things up, richen things, and try to make it, I like to give things kind of an aged and dramatic look. And so I was just really having fun kind of playing with the shading this time. What's up, Alan? No. Oh, okay. Okay, can you hear? Yeah. Okay. Oh, he's got a question. Did somebody ask that question?
Yeah, they were wondering. I don't know
Yep.
if you wanted to announce that you'll announce it.
No, I will. We actually do. I do have a Black Friday announcement. I'm going to make that announcement at the end, though, if Alan will remind me to do so.
Everyone else will.
So anyway, I was thinking about actually doing a full-on color of this live for you one day, but it would have to be just I mean, it would literally take me like an hour and a half to 2 hours to do it. So I didn't know if that would be something that anybody would be interested in doing, just kind of talking about how I shade things and aging things, giving them age and depth and stuff like that. So if that's something you're interested in, please let me know. If you know, I don't want to do it if nobody wants to see it. So anyway, this is that is almost done. We're going to take that one step further, but I thought I would finish coloring up these guys. And somebody had asked the question before too about, do I have any like a go-to list of brown colors? And you know, here's the thing. I don't really have a go-to, but these are things that I do pull a lot. I don't know if I can get those in the camera, if they're going to blur. Yeah, I think I can do it this way. E50 is a big favorite of mine that I will oftentimes, let's move this out of the way. Let's go like this. There we go. E50 is a color that I start a lot with. I use that as a base a lot of the time. I like to get into like caramels, and these are colors that I will use. I'll use these a lot when I'm working with wood as well. So E11 is a really, really beautiful kind of peachy caramel color. And then when we get into like E33 and 35, they get to be even more caramel-like, and those are colors I like a lot. And then to really, really richen and give it like a really, really deep tone for that, a really great complement to that is E37. So you see I'm going from E33, 35, and up to 37. E53 is something I use a lot if I want to add kind of a little bit of a shadow into this without getting real gray. Again, it's another favorite of mine. So in working with these guys, I've got E53. Trying to remember which ones I started with. 33, 35, and 37. So it's E50, I'm sorry. E33, 35, and 37 is, I think, where I went with these. These other two, E11 and E53, I believe I used those more on the gingerbread house. So I just want to show you kind of quickly how I colored these guys up. I don't know if you like how I colored them or not. I just did it very, very quickly, and I'm realizing right now I forgot a couple of things as I'm looking at them, but I can add it in.
It looks like they're brown around the edges.
Yeah, I missed this guy's leg right over here, I'm seeing. So let me get this in here just a little bit. His leg in there. Kind of weird if you forget pieces of them. So what'd you say? They look like they're just brown around the edges?
Like they're brown around the edges, like they were cooked.
Well, no, they were cooked. I mean, you know, you do want to cook the cookies till they get a little brown around the edges, you know, and then you like them light in the center because you don't want them to be too crunchy, right?
Right.
We're getting gross here. This is E50, and I'm just going to kind of dot this around a little bit. And then I think this is his leg over here. A little bit of him. Sometimes I'm not sure, and this is, you know, sometimes I'm not sure what is in the, like what the parts are. And so I will come to here to see what they are, and I'm looking because there's a tiny little spot right there. I'm not sure what it is. So I'm going to look on the back, and this is another reason. This is a really, really good reason why we give you the colored images on the back, so that if you're not sure what something is, you can look at the picture. So now I'm moving up to E33, and I'm just going to bring in a little bit of this, tiny, tiny little bit, kind of like, and I'm really just using the tip of this just to bring in a little bit of color. Don't want too much. And then I've got 35. Dot that in just a tiny little bit, just to add a little bit of shadow in some of the darker areas. You can really see how quick and easy it is to color them. And then I'm going to go back over to my E50 and pull some of that color through. So I'm placing my marker in the dark area and just kind of pulling it out, because the Copics will move each other. And by the way, I am working on Neenah Classic Crest Solar White cardstock, 110 pound. You want to make sure it's the 110 pound. That's what I like to use when I'm working with my Copics. So I'm just pulling some of that color out, blending it a bit. And now I'm going to go to my darkest color, E37, and I'm literally just going to dot just a little bit around those areas where that really dark color is. Where are you going, Alan? What's wrong? Is my mic cutting out?
No, it's good.
Is everything all right?
Yes. I'm just trying to make it better.
Okay. So that, I'm sorry, that was E33. Alan's got me, he's got me all confused. He came over to check my mic. And it gets me a little confused sometimes when I'm trying to think and talk and stuff, and kind of throws my concentration. So this is E50, just getting a little bit of that, a little more of that color in, keeping that highlight. And the reason I'm dotting it a little bit is because they're cookies and I want it to look like crumbs. So, kind of cute, I guess. I don't know. Then I pulled in, this is an E24, and I decided to do all the little buttons. I missed that one on that guy. All the little buttons in E24 just to have a little bit of red. I thought that would be really cute. And let me see if there's anything else I missed as I'm looking through here on the other guys. Okay. The next thing I thought would be fun is to give a little bit of color to this cup. And so I pulled in, I'm going to use, these are some of the same colors that I used in the gingerbread house. So the B's that I'm using, I've got B01, 02, and 04. And so I'm going to get the base of this cup in the blue. I think that'll be pretty. So this is B01. I'm just pulling color in. I'm going to leave the center white for right now. I'm going to go up to B02, a little bit darker around the edges. But I'm not going to pull that color in quite as much as I did the first one. And now up one more color to B04. And I'm just going to dab that in a tiny little bit around like the darkest areas. And then back to 01. I'm going to go about midway and pull that color across. There you go. Very simple with that. If you want to add back a little more color to the outer edge, you can. So this is my 02. I'm pulling a little bit more of that in. And now I'm going to go back to my 01 to blend. So I blend with my lighter color. So I'm not going to go too far back to the edge because I don't want to pull that darker color out too much. So I think it might be pretty. I'm going to go back to my red, and the three colors I have for my red are 20s. These are favorite reds of mine. I love this combination. It's a R20, 22, 24, and then actually 27 for the darkest one. But I think I'm going to stick with just the first three, and I'm going to do, I like to go light to dark. If you want to go dark to light, that's perfectly fine, however you want to do it. But I'm going to put a red rim on here. I'm going to leave the center of that white right now. There we go. Then I'm going to go up one color to my 22. I'm not going to pull it in quite as far. A little bit on that handle. And then to my highest one that I'm going to use here is my 24. There we go. And now back to my lightest color, and I'm going to kind of pull that through just a little bit and complete, because I don't like leaving white a lot of the time. All right, so now I've taken that lightest pink over that white, and I'm going to go back out to my 22, pull that in a tiny bit more, just to stretch out the red. Make it look more red than pink. 24. There we go. And then the last one is my 20. And I know I go back and forth a lot. It's just because I like to, I do it until I achieve the look that I wanted. Okay, so now I'm going to deal with the base of this, and I think it would be fun to add some other colors in that are also in the in the gingerbread house. So if you look at the gingerbread house, I've got these little candies. I've got them in red and blue, which are the same red and blue I just did, that I just used on the cup. But then there's also green and yellow on the little candies. So I thought it would be fun to bring those in. So I'm actually going to drop yellow right into the center. This is Y02, and then Y15 is more of a gold, and I'm going to put that on the outside of Y02, and it's going to kind of give a little bit, let me see, of a glowing, ooh, I hate it when it bounces. Let's see if we can get that to stay still. A little dizzying, sorry, it's dizzying when it bounces. A little bit of that gold on the outside there. I'm going to take this green to one side of it, YG06. There we go. And then YG07 is a little bit darker, just kind of dab that in, just so it gets a little bit darker on the outside. And I'm going to go into red now. I'm going to start with my R22 next to it. These are the same colors I used on the rest of the cup. 24. And then I'm going to go back to my green over here. I don't want to put blue down here. I don't want to, just because I have so much blue on the cup already. And then 07 up there in the top. And then I'm going to do one more color on the side. I'm going to make it my yellow, which is 02. And then get the darker color up there at the top, 15, Y15. So I think that kind of completes that nicely. Now, one of the things that I did to, where is it? Sorry, I'm grabbing markers here. One of the things that I like to do when is age things a little bit with grays. Alyssa is saying, what color did you use on the dog, and how do you blend so well into white? Well, I start light. Let me answer that question first. On the dog, I use cool grays. So on the dog, I used C1. Let me put this over here. Get this out of the way. C1 and C3. So I start light. So if I were, actually I can do it right here. I'll do it on this because I'm not actually going to use this image on the card. So I've got C1, so I start out light, and so this is what I would do. I would literally just flick it just a little bit like this. Bring it in, C1. This is what I did with the dog. You flick it. So I think I have this zoomed in too much, and that's why it's not working very well. When you flick your marker, you're working with the tip of it, and you literally lay it down, but you don't push hard, and lift up. So you flick it like that, and you can see that it goes from dark to light. That's how you're blending into the white. So when I put the marker down, I put the marker down at my darkest point, which is down here on this little dog, and then I flick up, and then it blends into that white. That's how you do that. So I started with C1 here. Same thing with the dog, then I moved up to C3, and so I would take this and I would flick up just like this. And then I can also bring this back down and flick downward. And then you can see that it gives you, I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot to do that. It gives you some texture, and it also blends really nicely into it. So I like to start light and then go dark. I get a little more control over it. So that's what I did. And all I did on this dog to keep him kind of light and airy was I started with C1, then I went to C3 like I just showed you, but I only did it down here at the bottom, up here, and then from his ears down and a little bit under his chin, and that was it. So I'm going to add a little bit of age to this and kind of warm it up. And so I'm going to work with, whenever I add age to things, especially when I'm working with browns, I like to use my W's. A W, go like this. There we go. A W is a warm gray, so I've got W1, 3, and 5. W1's not going to do much for me, so I'm going to set that aside. And I say it's not going to do much for me because I'm going over another color, so you're really not going to see it. But I'm going to start with the W3 here, and I'm going to come right over the red in the darkest area and just bring some of that shadow in. And see how it darkens it? It instantly makes it more dramatic. And do that a tiny, tiny little bit down here just to give a little bit of age. I'm going to bring a little bit, very, very little bit, around the edge of this mug as well. I'm flicking, but I'm not bringing that in too far. So it gives a little bit of dimension, a little bit of age. And I just think it's really pretty. I just think it just adds so much to it. It looks like it's been around for a little while. I'm not going to go darker with the W5. I don't think it's necessary. I'm going to do a little bit of a C1, which is a cool gray, just a little bit on his little hand here. I'm not going to do anything on that one because it's so tiny. And that's really what I did here, just a tiny, tiny little bit of a C1, just to shadow the bottom of their feet a little bit. Just gives a little bit of dimension to it. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to get this ready for Alan so that he can die cut this. All right. Let me get all my little guys out here Where's my dies? Here we go. Maybe I went back a little too far. There we go. Okay, so I have my tape over here all ready to go. Let me get, which ones do I need? I don't know how many of these little guys are going to fit on my card. I have no idea. I haven't laid it out yet, so I'm going to go ahead and cut them all out. It's a twofer right there. This guy fits there. Let's see. Guy's standing up. I love these little guys when we just haven't, like they go into a window. It's just so cute. Okay, so let's start taping these down. Now this is where you want to be a little bit patient when you're lining them up. You want to be patient, make sure you're lining them up correctly. I'm going to leave that one right there. I always like to have 2 pieces of tape on each one, but I can attach those 2 together and use that same piece of tape on both of them. This is purple tape that I'm using from ThermoWeb. This is the original that they had. And I'm actually out of it, but I keep reusing the same ones. That's how good the stuff is. I like store them on the edge of my work table, and I keep reusing them over and over and over again. There we go. Get 2 pieces on that one. And yes, this part is a little bit tedious, but this is where you want to slow down and make sure you get it right, because this is going to make or break your images. If you do this right, you're going to get to use your images. If you do this wrong, you're going to get to recolor your images. So, all right, Alan. And I always use 2 pieces of tape on them. Try and get it on like 2 different sides, because when you run it through your machine, you know, you've got a roller on there and you've got a sandwich with that stuff that's pretty tight. And if you only have 1 piece on and it's really, really tight when you're rolling it through, the roller can actually move your dies over. You're going to want to give me that back, Alan, because you're going to have to cut something else. Thank you. Okay. Oops, wrong way. So let me get these guys off of here. And see what I mean? I save all this. All these little... Look how gorgeous! Our dies cut so close. I love that they leave a little bit of an edge. They cut close enough to give you a really, really beautiful frame on them, but not so close that they cut off any part of the image. And you know what? I store them right back on my packaging. This is how I actually store things. I don't worry about, because people ask those questions, you know, oh, do you put your stuff on magnets? Do you do this? Do you do that? No, I don't. I like to store my stuff all together in the original packaging. I'm very careful with it because I like to know, I don't want to lose this information. This to me is very important and vital information. So I like to have it right there on the packaging. And I do store my stamps together with my dies. Let's see. Alrighty, my little dog, and her little dog too. What movie is that from? Wizard of Oz. One of our favorites. All right, let's see. Okay. So that is the last one. Sorry, I know it's tedious, but it is a very important step. And people always say, does she, and I shouldn't say people always say, but Alan will say to me that people have asked, is she really this neat? Does she put all the stuff away? Yes, I am. I put it all away. I'm very particular. Okay, next we get to work with the house. So I stamped the house on A2. I colored the house, and I cut the house out with the outer die. All right. Now I'm going to use this next die. This one is what we use to cut the windows and the doors. Now, if you want to leave it just like this and you don't want your doors to open and close, that's perfectly fine. That's absolutely an option. But I do want the windows and doors. Oops, I don't want that upside down. I do want the windows and doors to open and close. So I'm going to lay this on here. And you can look, you can see that we have the blade fairly close. It's about maybe a 1/16 of an inch. The blade is away from the edge. The blade is the raised part. So you're going to lay this on here so it looks even and it goes around each of those windows. I'm going to apply my tape, and I apply it in multiple places. I've already explained I'm very, very careful about it. I want to make sure that things are not going to slide. Notice I have my blade pointing down at my my plate here. Follow the instructions on your machine. When I use the Big Shot, I use my Big Shot all the time. I love my Big Shot. Where's the other plate, Alan? Oh, okay. If you notice, blade is down. I have been using this like crazy. I don't get a warped, my plates don't warp. Blade down on the thickest, heaviest part, and it works beautifully. I've been using that for, I can't even tell you how long. Keeping in mind the instructions I'm giving you are for the Big Shot. That's what I'm using here. All right. All right, I'm going to hand this off to you. Thank you, my darling. And now you can see on the back, you can see where it cut. And we're going to get this off of here carefully. Another reason why I use my tape over and over and over again is I don't want it to be so sticky that it pulls, that it tears the paper. Alrighty. Now, one of these windows cuts out completely. All right, as you can see here, this one right up here. The rest of them are going to open and close. All right, I'm going to put this back where it goes. Oh, what happened? What happened? All right, bear with me. There we go. Something happened on my screen. Okay. So now, if you look at the back of that, you can see that it's cut. I can pop these open. They're automatically scored and cut. So all you have to do is give it a little push from the back. That's what I'm doing right here, is just pushing that. It's already scored. So as I lift that up, it's going to go right on the score line. Isn't that perfect? It's just gorgeous. I love this. So let me push this one, this window. And next is that one. And then the little door. Look at that door. Look how perfectly lined up it is. I love these things. So cute. So now it's instantly interactive. So let's start assembling. So to start off with, I have an A2 card base. It's half of an 8.5 by 11 sheet, cut at 5.5 inches across, and then scored at 4 1/4. So you end up with a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card base. That is A2, and I'm going to use it in landscape position, just like this. I'm going to set that aside for a moment. I then went to my wonderful layered card toppers, and I used the largest to cut that beautiful plaid. This is the plaid paper from the City Sidewalks. I cut the beautiful plaid. You can see the stitching on the back. I know this, oh, it does show up good. It shows up more better, I almost said. It shows up better in person. So I used the largest to cut the plaid, and that is actually an A2 size. So that's going to fit perfectly right over the top of my card base. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down on my card base. We line this up right on the edge. Make sure my card, actually it doesn't matter which way it goes right now, does it? Let's see. There we go. Beautiful. Perfect. Okay, next up, this is the second, I cut this one with the second die, so you can see how it nests in there perfectly. That's the second card topper. And then the third is going to go right in here. Now the third one, I just blended, if you guys have seen me blend, I used my Strathmore Bristol Smooth Surface, cut that with my, with the smaller of the dies here. And all I did was I just blended out a simple sky using Bally Blue and dark wash jeans. Those are like go-to colors for me when I want to do kind of a beautiful, cool, wintry night sky. And then I didn't feel like getting paint out this time. I used this. This is my little Sharpie. This is a paint pen. And this one is, I think it's like super fine or something. Yeah, it's fine point. I actually dabbed this all over the front of my gingerbread house as well. I just dotted it. It has this kind of a tip to it. And I literally just dotted it. I mean, you literally just go like this and dot it around. Really simple. I could have used paint and splattered paint on it if I wanted to, but I didn't feel like doing that this time. So I'm going to go ahead and start laying these onto here. I think I want this one to be up on a little bit of foam because I really like dimension in my cards. Let me think about how I'm going to do this, because if maybe I want this one up. And then this is going to go on foam too. You know what? We're just gonna foam this one out because I think it's going to be really pretty.
Foam it out.
We're going to foam it out. So I got my foam. This is my big roll of scotch. Foam it out, baby.
Foam it out.
I hope I didn't just say something nasty in somebody's part of town. You know, you never know what people say, and you know where different people are from. I hope I didn't just say something gross or whatever.
Like door wall.
Yeah, something like that. Alan doesn't like door wall. Here in Michigan, apparently we say door wall for a sliding door. I think he thinks it's only in Michigan, but I don't know. Is this opening the right direction? Yes, it is. So then this is going to go next. We're going to put some foam on that as well. Make sure I don't cut my hair as I'm doing this. Getting awfully close. Let me do this. I love having foam on my cards. I love the dimension, and I love this foam because it allows me, like, you know, I'm going to layer this up with several layers of foam, and the card is still not going to be way too high. You know what? I'm going to move this because it's not centered. I can see it on camera. It's driving me crazy. Sorry, Alan. I'm being picky. There we go. Let's see if this one is centered. Can't put my head over the top of it because of the camera, so. And then this is going to go right here. Look how pretty. Now this one, all right, let's see. I want to get, let me see. Let me get my little guys here because I have to think about where these guys are going to go. Like this guy, I kind of want his little face here because I think he's really cute. But I'm not sure if he really shows up. So do I want to put the little doggy in here? Nah, I don't want the dog in there. I'm gonna put, all right, I'm gonna put this little guy in. So, where's my tape? There we go. Put some tape on the back of that. Let me see if I can put his little face in here. There's his little face now. He's looking in the window. How cute is he? Okay, everybody else I might be able to put in after the fact. I think I can slide them in. So I'm going to go ahead and put foam on the back of this now. This one I know there's no way I could have gotten that back there after the fact because he was just too big and that window was too small. So let's put this on here. Just kind of got to puzzle piece this foam together. I want good support behind it, especially if this is going to go into an envelope of some sort. I want to have really good support behind it. Maybe a couple little pieces right up here. And let me do one more here, just so I don't end up with that piece kind of getting squished. So here's the tedious part, getting all these little pieces off of here. Somebody asked me once why I cut my foam instead of just tearing it. And that just comes down to my weirdness about having the nice straight edges on it and not having a torn edge. It's a personal problem. Okay, so let's see how this is going to go. You know what I need to do? I need to figure out where this is going to fit. Ooh, I think I just made a little bit of a boo-boo. Let me see if this is going to work here. Ooh, darling, what did I do? Yep, this is what I go through. Sometimes I make little mistakes. Let's lay that on there gently because I want this to fit. And I kind of want to see the, all right, I'm going to put it up a little because I still want to see that little bit of plaid down there. So we're going to raise this up a little bit. I think that might work. Just rest it there. Yep, I think that's going to work. It's going to work nicely. All right, good. Let me make sure that it covers up that other stuff in the bottom. Yep, okay. So I'm going to press this down now. And now we're going to see, well, let me put this on here and then we're going to see what will fit in terms of these little people and stuff. So I need a little bit of foam on this, and I'm not sure how deep I have to go with that foam because I have to layer that up. So we're going to see what's going to work. And this I'm going to cut kind of thin. Is this the back side? Yep. All right. Again, this is what I love about this foam. It cuts really easily. I can layer it up however I need it to be without it being incredibly bulky. And it also does not stick to my scissors. It doesn't get my scissors gooey. It is a little more on the pricey side for this roll, but it is 38 yards, so it's going to last you a long time. Oops. There we go. That piece, let's see if that is enough. I don't know if that's going to touch down on anything, so let's see. I'm hitting something over here. I think that works. Okay. So I needed just 2 layers then. But I do have to be careful with the placement. I want it to go out to the edge. And I'm watching this door. See where that door is? I want to make sure that I'm covering that up to some degree, the bottom of that I meet that, because I have the edge of the house there, of my die cut. I think that works. The door still opens. It looks like we have snow in the front. I don't think I need this piece. This was cut from that same die. So let's see. I want to cover up that tree. I don't know who's going to fit here. Let's see. This is going to be interesting. That's kind of cute there. I think I want to put the dog in the window. You know, how much is that doggy in the window kind of thing? I think that would be really cute to have him there. So let's do that one. That one I know I want to do. So I'm going to put him on some foam, and the windows are open. So I'm going to tuck him in there, and it's going to look like he's sitting on that windowsill, and he's just going to be so cute. Look at him. Isn't he adorable? That's just too cute. Okay. What else do we have here then? Let's see. I've got this guy and this guy. I wonder if I could slide him in there. I may need to cut him a little bit to put him. All right, here we go. We're going to cut into my gingerbread. Ah! Alan. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can get him in there. I got to cut his arm off too. I'm mutilating my gingerbread man. But I want him to fit in the window. This is what you got to do sometimes to get him in there. Okay, let's cut off a little bit more of his hand. See, had I done this from the back instead of try to put them in first, or after the fact, it would have been fine. Okay. Like I did that guy. I could have done it first and everything would have worked out just great. All right, there he is. Look at him. So cute. I need somebody in there. I may have to cut these guys apart. We'll see. I kind of want, you know what? I'm going to put, oh, wait a minute. What can I do? I could have them like this. This might go on the inside because I don't think that works on the outside. So I'm going to have these 2 guys here. I know, decisions. What are you laughing at? Are you laughing at me?
No, gingerbread have feelings too. Gingerbread men have feelings too.
Gingerbread men have feelings too. I know. I should have used an anesthetic before I cut them apart. Okay, so we're going to have these guys tucked in there.
Oh.
What?
It's a hot tub.
Hot tub.
The coffee cup.
There, look at that. How cute. And then this guy, I think I can put him here. So we're going to do that. Let's get a little bit. I don't think I need to cut him. I think he fits. What am I doing? There we go. Look how cute. He's got a gift. How sweet. And then these guys, I can put them right here. I don't know if I want them in there. I almost feel like I'm overloading it too much if I try and put them in. So let's see what works on the inside of the card. Do I need them? All right. You know what Angie forgot?
Sentiment?
Angie forgot a sentiment. Let's see if I can fit one there.
Otherwise, you could pull that snow off of there.
No, I was actually thinking that I might stamp it here, but I don't think I'm going to. So let's see what we have in here. See if any of these guys will fit. And I might put these on the inside. I was thinking it might be pretty, actually. Well, let me see if I have one that fits. I think these are all the larger ones. Let's see. Joy to the world, happy holidays. That's kind of pretty there. You know what? I actually like that because then it looks, you know what? I think I need more foam. Oh, I know what I should do. I'm going to pop this off of here, and because I feel like it needs a little bit of tape on it. Just up in the top.
I like it like that.
What?
I like it like that.
You like it better without having the snow on there? Yeah. No, because then there's blue at the bottom. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Can't have that. There. That way that's taped up there so it's not going to angle down. That works. And everything is still functioning properly. Okay, so I think I could put Joy to the World here. And then I also have, what's the other one that I had? Season's Greetings. These others are like larger. There's Happy Holidays, which is really pretty too. I'm going to do that one. I'm going to put Happy Holidays here, I think. I think it looks pretty because I think it looks kind of like it's like a little wave. Terry's saying, how long did it take you to color the gingerbread house?
Everyone's saying Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving?
Do you have a Happy Thanksgiving one there?
Not in here. I might in the Harvest Wishes one. But this is gingerbread.
Okay.
In the Harvest Wishes, I can't remember what sentiments are in that one. What? So Terry was asking how long did it take me to color this gingerbread house. And it actually took me a couple of hours to color it just because I was just so lost in it. And I was getting really, really detailed with it to do so much of the shading, and I just kept going and going and going. So I think this is done, to be honest with you. I don't think I'm going to do any more. I could finish it off. I could put, you know, like if I put something else on the inside here, I could put him or something. But I think I'm going to save these two, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to save these, put them in the little bin that I have where I have characters that are already colored and waiting to be used. So that way it kind of gives me a head start on another card another day. So I think this is going to be it. Let me get these put away because I will be doing more Christmas cards. And I think that's it. I'm really happy with it. Got somebody in every window, and I love that little dog in there. How cute is that? But you know, what I was talking about when I was using the gray to shadow this on the outsides there, that's what I was applying all throughout everywhere in here, was that gray, just to add a lot of detail. Like it's like a W3, and I was adding it in these areas. See how dark this is in here? That is all W3, all of that, all throughout. That's what you're saying, that's giving it all that dimension. So Alan, you know, and you're even seeing it up in here on the red to give it a lot of dimension. Did anybody, I guess my question would be is if anybody wants maybe to spend the time with me coloring this this gingerbread house sometime. Could be fun. I don't know. I don't know if you want to sit there for 2 hours. I don't think I could get it done in one. Not with this kind of detail. But how fun. And it was an absolute joy. I just lost myself in it. I didn't even realize how long I was working on it. I just kind of kept going and going and going and giving it more and more detail. So it was fun. Sheila is saying, you will have to make a card of misfit toys. Oh, how cute. I love that idea.
Pieces you call.
I love that. I love it. All right. Well, let me turn the green screen back on so I can switch back to you guys. How fun. I enjoyed this. Yay. The green disappears on it, notice, because of the green screen. That's kind of weird. So I told Alan, I do this. I do like a little picture, and I'm still, just for a moment. Because then that gives me, like, I use that for the thumbnail later on when we go and edit this. Anyway, he was laughing at me when I told him what I do. It's going to look weird, though, without the colors, without the green on there. It's like the door just disappears because I made the door green. But
well, now everybody's going to know every time you do that.
Yeah, you're going to know why I do it when I do it. Secrets, secrets. So anyway, alrighty. It is time for a giveaway. So hopefully you guys got your, got a comment or something out there, because we're doing a giveaway. And I'm actually going to give away the gingerbread house and the dies that go along with it. So, Alan, who is tonight's lucky winner?
A newbie.
Tiffany Klug May. Kluge or Klug? Tiffany Klug May, you are the winner tonight. You win the gingerbread house and the gingerbread dies. So congratulations. The only thing I need you to do is send me your name and your complete mailing address, and send it to customer service at LDRScreative.com, and we will get your prize out to you right away. Congratulations. Yay. Oh, all right, everybody. That is it for tonight. Don't forget, we're not going to be here on Thursday because it is a holiday. Oh, Black Friday.
Oh.
He didn't remind me. We are going to do a Black Friday special. We're going to put it up on the website. I'm going to try and get up there tomorrow, but it is going to have to do with our hybrid inks. So for those of you that have been waiting to get the hybrid inks, we're going to do a big special on the hybrid inks. And it's going to be good for only a very, very limited time. Like, it might only be on Friday. But it's going to be a really, really good deal on them. And so for those of you that have been waiting to get those, or wanting to get those, Friday is going to be the day for that. So so stay tuned. It'll be like on our Facebook group, Facebook page, Instagram, on the website, all that stuff. We'll have all that out there. So Friday is the day for hybrid inks. Yay! All right, that is it. So everybody, I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful holiday. I hope you enjoy your family. Hope you guys get some really, really good food to eat. Happy Thanksgiving. We will be back here on Tuesday, same time, same place. And everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much. Good night.